Hello, dear friends. Welcome to this program, Our Moments with God, our moments with the Word of God, our moments with the love, mercy, and compassion of God, our moments also with the holy ones of God, the saints of God. And today we shall see some very special saints, and I invite you also to be co-proclaimers with me of the Word of God, about the lives of saints that have influenced so many people, helped so many people, and that can also help us to influence our life, as well as through following them, we might be able to influence some other lives. And of course, these days, those people who are doing are on social media are called influencers. So we can influence. I am also trying to, I don't like that word, to influence somebody, but I'm trying to share the Word of God with others and invite you also to do the same. And if you like, please subscribe to this channel. Thank you very much. Today, on the 14th of February, first of all, the church celebrates two important saints called Saint Cyril and Methodius. These were two brothers who came from Greece or from the Eastern churches and moved towards Eastern Europe. So they were actually from a little away from these places and came towards Eastern Europe because they were so convinced of the message of Christ. They were living in the 9th century, and they wanted to bring the good news of Jesus Christ to the eastern part of Europe at that time, like Bulgaria, and particularly to the Slavic people. And both of them were so convinced, and so much so that they developed a special alphabet for the Slavic people, so that they could translate the teachings of the Bible as well as the Bible itself in that language. And of course, after the name of Cyril, those alphabets are called Cyrillic. So both Methodius and he worked towards this and brought wonderful message of Jesus Christ to this place. And I think in 1980, Pope John Paul II declared them as co-patrons of Europe. There are other patrons of Europe, particularly Saint Benedict, who lived in the 5th century, and we have heard enough about Saint Benedict. There are other co-patrons like Saint Edith Teresa of Cross, who is also known as Edith Stein, a Jewess who was converted to Catholicism, was a philosopher. She's another one. Catherine of Siena is another one. And Bridget of Sweden is another patron of Europe. But today there is also another important saint, an interesting saint, and that's why I'm wearing this red rose. You have already imagined there are also red roses here in this bouquet of flowers, which on this day, either just pure rose or a bouquet of flowers is given to one's partner, friend, beloved, etc. And of course, this goes back to the 3rd century saint who is known as Saint Valentine. Of course, these days it has become famous as Valentine's Day, 14th of February. But it may be good for you to know why we celebrate this Valentine's Day with now it is all understood to be only among lovers or among friends or a sign of friendship, etc. But deep down, it is a story of strong faith that Saint Valentine had. Faith in what? See, at that time, this was in the 3rd century, in around 250-260 AD, that the Roman Emperor Claudius II, he wanted to make his army strong, have good soldiers in his army. So he forbade young men to marry because he wanted them to be recruited in the army, and he thought that the single men serve better in the army than married men. That was his logic. But Saint Valentine understood the human need of love and belonging to each other, and the sacrament of marriage, which the church pays very important, a lot of importance to this sacrament of marriage. So he secretly used to bring men and couples and marry them quietly in the Catholic rituals and Catholic tradition. And he used to do that for a lot of couples because he was against the policy of the king who forbade young men to marry. So that is why he is known as the patron saint of not so much lovers, but more of the sacrament of marriage. Now it is, of course, turned into lovers because, when commercialization comes into it, that's why like Christmas has been turned into Santa Claus because it is commercialization, and a lot of other things turn into commercialization. Then, of course, other elements come in like now lovers. Of course, it is another matter that Bajrang Dal and Vishwa Hindu Parishad in India are against Valentine's Day because they do not understand about love. You talk about hatred, you talk about enmity, you talk about division. Bajrang Dal, RSS and Vishwa Hindu Parishad, they will be on the forefront. Talk about love, talk about forgiveness, talk about serving other people without any intention of doing anything but purely out of human concern. Don't talk to the Bajrang Dal or don't talk about it to them. They don't understand it. Let us then, so they go around beating people who are meeting in parks or something, expressing their friendship or love to another. They want to attack them. Let us also learn to help people by loving them as did Saint Valentine, and also pray for Europe that the faith that Saint Cyril and Methodius brought to Europe may start sprouting again and may have green leaves again with faith. And if you like, you may please subscribe to this channel. Thank you.